Due to significant damage to the tail light and a lack of suitable parts locally, the car owner went to a roadside repair shop. For just 2,500 rupees, the damaged tail light could be restored to like new condition. The technician is now disassembling the tail light. Tail lights are relatively easy to remove on older model cars like this. By pulling back the liner inside the trunk, the screws holding the tail light in place become visible. Using a wrench, the screws are loosened and the damaged tail light can be quickly taken off. Once the tail light is removed, the repair process begins. The light's lens has suffered severe damage, so it must be repaired. First, the technician will remove the lens from the tail light, typically secured with adhesive. Once the adhesive has softened, the lens can be carefully removed by heating it with acetone. Given the extensive damage to the lens, repairing it would be time-consuming, so the technician decides to fabricate a new one. The new lens material is a fresh sheet of acrylic. This sheet is quite large, so the technician must cut it down. Using the old tail light as a guide, marks are made on the acrylic sheet, and a cutting machine is used to cut along the marked lines. After cutting the acrylic sheet, the technician notes that the original tail light had grooves that the new sheet lacks. The technician manually carves straight grooves into the acrylic using a blade for aesthetics. Once the grooves are in place, the surface is uneven, so the technician uses fine sandpaper to smooth it out. After sanding, the technician uses a wool wheel to polish the surface and remove any sanding marks. Once finally polished, the acrylic sheet is heated with acetone to soften it, allowing it to be shaped to fit the tail light. After pressing it onto the tail light with a cloth and letting it cool, the acrylic takes its new shape. The excess acrylic is marked and trimmed with a cutting machine. Since the entire tail light is now red, the technician also cuts out an area for the turn signal and then sands and smooths the edges. Another piece of clear acrylic is selected for the transparent turn signal area. To match the look of the rest of the tail light, straight grooves are carved into it, followed by sanding and polishing with a wool wheel. The technician trims the excess and heats the acrylic again to match the curve of the tail light. After cutting the acrylic to size, it's glued onto the tail light. Any uneven areas in the glued section are polished for a seamless finish, and the new lens is complete. The technician applies a fresh coat of bright paint since the reflector inside the tail light has also lost its shine. Finally, the technician uses glue to attach the lens to the tail light, filling any significant gaps with baking soda. The bonding process is quick, and the technician smooths out the turn signal area with a blade before polishing it with a wool wheel. Now, the entire tail light looks brand new. The technician installs the repaired tail light onto the Honda sedan, which has just finished its break-in period. How would you rate this tail light repair job out of 10?